Good morning. I'm Westchester County Executive Ken Jenkins, and we are here with Comptroller Tom DiNapoli, and we are so happy to be here today to talk about the Comptroller's efforts to continue to urge Westchester residents to claim over $453 million in lost money. First, we want to continue to thank New York State Comptroller Tom DiNapoli for his leadership and tireless commitment to helping New Yorkers reclaim what is rightfully theirs. Comptroller DiNapoli and his team work every single day to reconnect people with their money, and we are fortunate to have him here with us in Westchester. Today, we want to spread the word about an incredible opportunity. Right here in Westchester County, residents, businesses, nonprofits, schools, and local organizations have more than $453 million of unclaimed funds to be collected. That money is sitting out there, and some of it could belong to somebody you love, including yourself. Soon, we'll be announcing dates around Westchester County where the Comptroller's office will be helping to connect people with their money. Every single day, the Comptroller's office returns more than $2 million to New Yorkers. And today, he will be here reconnecting Westchester organizations to money that is theirs. This money makes a difference. Westchester residents work hard for every dollar they earn, and we want to make sure they get back what is rightfully theirs. Too often, people don't realize they're owed money. The truth is, you could be one of them. It only takes a minute to check the State Comptroller's website, and you may be surprised to learn that you have funds waiting to be claimed. So today, I'm encouraging every resident to listen to the State Comptroller, to take a minute, go online and check. Also, keep an eye out for the dates that we'll be taking this on the road. I know that we have some of our colleagues here from the County Board of Legislators. The Chairman of the Board of Legislators, Vidat Gashi, is here. The Majority Leader David Imamura is here. Legislators Erica Lang-Pierce is here as well. Jewel Williams-Johnson is here as well. From the legislators, we have certainly our friends from all different parts around Westchester County, and we're going to introduce them a little bit later on. The Deputy County Executive here is here as well. So make sure you don't leave your money behind. Check today and reclaim what belongs to you. And with that, let me turn over to the State Comptroller, and never a stranger here in Westchester County, and a great friend to all of us, our Comptroller, Tom DiNapoli.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. It is great to be here. Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
It is great to be back in Westchester once again, and what a privilege to be joined by a great friend and a great colleague. I don't know, we've been on parallel paths in government service and politics for as long as I can remember, and I was just so proud and happy for Ken Jenkins when he had the opportunity to be Westchester County Executive. I mean, it seems like every time I turn around, you're running again. It's like you got more elections than but this has always been Ken's dream to be in this very important position. And as you know, I once wanted to be a county executive, but it didn't work out for me. I got to be controller as a consolation prize, which I'm not complaining about. But Ken has put together an incredible team, building on the great work of his predecessor. And you know, George Latimer's success was very much a credit to your work, being by his side all the way through his administration. So Westchester is continuing to move forward. My compliments to the legislators who are here, to the county executives team, and certainly to the leadership that Ken provides. We work on many issues together, but he has been dogged in getting my folks to focus on Westchester, returning some of that $453 million in over 648,000 accounts. So we've had a number of events already over the past few months. We're going to announce more events that we're doing together. Excellent. But every now and then, folks ask us to come into the community, because it is easy to search online, and you know, I'll talk about that. But sometimes people like to talk to somebody, right? Mm-hmm. And some folks don't have a computer, or their grandkids aren't around to tell them how to use a computer, and so they like to see a member of our staff. Joe Orlando, right here from my regional office, does a lot of those events. You can stand up, Joe, so they can see you. He's the guy that returns money. And I like the way you said it. You were someone you loved, but even someone you may not love could be owed money. And when you tell them that, go to the controls, and they find the money, then love will happen. So we're all about that. So, people sometimes say, you gave me a good line to use in the future. People say, well, what are unclaimed funds? It falls under what's called the abandoned property law. And I always have to say to people, it's not like the old furniture you're putting up, the side of the road. Under the law, there are various kinds of financial instruments that, when they are declared dormant, right, where there's no activity, like an old bank account that was sitting there's been no withdrawal or deposit, or a check that wasn't cashed, let's say a health insurance check, or your great uncle Tom left you something on a life insurance policy, and for some reason they couldn't connect you. Or you have an old stock account, any kind of financial account, security deposit with a utility that you moved and you forgot to ask for it back. Under the law, the financial organization can't hold on to that money forever. And depending on what it is, there are different periods of dormancy. But when the period is hit, they have to turn the money over to the state, to the controls office. We hold that money in safekeeping until we find the rightful owners or they find us. So most often what happens, because we're a very mobile society, right? People move all the time. You move, you forget to keep up the contact information, particularly with your bank. I had the experience where I had moved and I got a call. I had a little savings account from when I was a teenager and I had my first job. I never wanted to close this account because it was sentimental, had like a couple $100 in it. I even forgot about it. And I got a phone call. I had moved, but my phone had been changed. They said, well, we're looking for Tom DiNapoli. I said, well, we have money. We're turning it over to the controller's office. Imagine what it would look like if my money ended up there. I said, well, no, I'm still around. It's still, but we said, we haven't done anything with that account in years. I said, I ended up closing the account. But the point was, when you move, and that's often what happens, make sure you're updating your address, your phone number with whatever the organization is that you're dealing with. So, as we said, for Westchester, we have $453 million. That's based on the addresses that we have. Sometimes the information we have is not as complete, but we are, as the county exec said, now returning close to $2 million a day. And that number's been going up. And the reason why I'm very pleased to be here in Westchester, we're going to be coming back, is we want to return even more of that money. It doesn't do us any good to be sitting on this. Now, sometimes people ask me, you got all this money, can't you use it for something, right? I have to make clear, it's not sitting in a little treasure chest in the controller's office. In fact, every year, the legislature and the governor use money that's not been claimed as part of the state's finances. So I don't want to, give the impression that it's money just sitting there dormant. What we always do is keep enough money in reserve based on trends of what we return, so that whenever people put in a claim, we could pay that money. Under the law, if everybody came out of the woodwork, and these accounts go back to the 1940s, really is when it started. So obviously some of the folks aren't around anymore, some of the organizations are long gone, some of this may never be claimed, but we technically will always be responsible. If every owner came out of the woodwork, we'd have to pay that money. Yeah. So that's the key point. These accounts don't expire. Because sometimes people say, oh, well, years ago I had something, I'm sure it's gone. No, your accounts are never gone. And many of the accounts are in the name of people who have passed away. So the other bit of advice we give, you have a close relative, a parent, a grandparent that may have passed away, put their name in as well. Mm-hmm. Because we may need more documentation to show that you're in fact the rightful heir, but you could be entitled to that money as well. Same thing with organizations that may have been defunct at this point, but if you could again show some connection to it, we will do the best that we can to connect them, because we want to get more money out. One of the things we've started this year as a new initiative, so when we would we become aware of who people are that are entitled to this money, we will send out a letter saying, we have this money, contact us, this is how you can claim the money. We have now a different process. For any new accounts that are $250 or less, and most of the accounts, by the way, end up being $50 to $100. Mm-hmm. Not that we don't have several hundred, several thousand. I should tell you, we go to the state fair every year in Syracuse, and we always have a booth there of unclaimed funds. Somebody just walked in. they had $146,000. How do you misplace that? So that person had a good time at the state fair, but that's not typical. Most of the recoveries are $50 to $100. So we have a new system now where instead of us contacting you or you coming to us, for any new account of $250 or less, as long as we have a match that we feel confident is real, because everybody's trying to scam every system, right? So we don't want to be sending out money to people who aren't entitled to it. If it's $250 or less, instead of us sending you a letter, come to us, we will mail the check to you directly. So this just started. So already since January, over $5 million we've returned that way. And I want to just hold up. This is an example of what the check will look like if you get it, because part of what's happening is people are calling and saying, what is this? Is this a scam? Is this, but it's not. So this is a sample of what it would look like. So if you get one of these in the mail or a friend of yours does, it's not a scam. It's real. Cash it, and we're going to see how this works. We've sent out about 73,000 checks so far this year.
Okay.
And depending on how we think it goes by the end of the year, we do have the authorization. State law had to change to do this, where we could, raise the threshold even higher. But again, it's all about returning people's lost money as quickly as possible. As County Executive Jenkins said, the easiest way is to go to our website, just put in New York State Comptroller, whatever your search engine is, and then we also have an 800 number that's available for people if you have a question that's staffed Monday through Friday during regular business hours. But we've really tried to make it as easy as possible for you to get this money, to make the claim process as expedited as possible. Look, we live in still challenging times with this economy. So every bit of money counts, and this is not the state's money. People sometimes say, thank you. Don't thank me. I'm just giving back money that was yours. For some of these accounts, like old savings accounts, interest will accrue over a period of time. So this is something, as many years as I've been doing this job and we've been doing events like this, I'm always amazed how many people say, I never heard of this before, right? So I'm pleased to be here with you, Ken, because we really want to get the word out. So it's individuals. It's folks who may have passed away that you're a rightful heir to. It's organizations, businesses, nonprofits, labor organizations, religious organizations. There are so many different ways that you may be connected. And I think to your earlier point, when you know about the program, what I often find is people will go online and they'll put in friends and family, and then they'll call up and say, hey, did you know your name is in the system? So it is a good way to make friends and and get your friends to be even closer. So that's the program. We're doing more and more of this outreach. Again, in tough economic times, we want to get as much of this money out the door as possible. And as the county exec said, we're very pleased that we're going to be presenting some checks today to some local folks here in Westchester, organizations, and this always makes us very, very happy. We like individuals to smile, but we like organizations to smile as well. So first, I'd like to call forward Tom O'Brien, business manager for the Plumbers and Steamfitters Local 21. $330. Out there.
I'm spending all in one place.
And we love the Plumbers and Steamfitters. And our friends in labor mean so much to all of us, and we're glad. Tom and I were just at the Irish Labor Awards the other night, and glad we could present this to you today.
21.
Our nonprofits play such an important role in the community. I know one of the great nonprofits doing very important work, particularly with those dealing with the scourge of domestic violence and human trafficking, is My Sister's Place. You know that organization well.
Yes.
So we'd like to call forward Denise Durham-Williams, CEO of My Sister's Place. $2,175.
Thank you so much.
Keep up the great work. Tom's looking there saying, I only got 330. Well, our schools are very important. Westchester, like my home area of Nassau County, we're very proud of our schools, and our schools do so well because they're supported by our taxpayers. So organizations, including government, I know Westchester, you check for unclaimed funds for the county.
All the time.
But we've also got some money for the City of White Plains School District. So if I could ask Dr. Joseph Rica to come forward, we have a check for you as well. $5,781.
Thank you.
Go Tigers.
Your staff and the taxpayers will be happy. Business organizations make a big difference in the community, and you're very fortunate to have the Business Council of Westchester. And I'm delighted to call forward, he's a former colleague of mine in the Assembly. Did you know that? We served together in the Assembly. John Ravitz, Executive Vice President and COO of the Business Council of Westchester. We have some money for this organization.
Yes.
Let's see, we got $3,695.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
John. It's good to see you. And John and I are going to be together up in Warren County for the Business Council of New York State meeting. Yeah. We could do another presentation.
If you don't ask, check the website.
So I think that's all of our local organizations. So what we want to do, though, is present a ceremonial check to you, Mr. County Executive, to remind all of the good people of Westchester County that we have $453 million in accounts for people in Westchester. So there's a lot of opportunity to claim this money as well. So we'll present this check, and do you want the legislators to come forward?
We're gonna ask the legislators to come over with us.
We're going out to lunch.
We're going out to lunch today? Is that
Wait, this is for the people of Westchester.
Come, we can go this way. Yeah? There we go. You're not touching the check, really? Awesome. We're going to keep this. What I wanted to say as well, we're going to ask after the comptroller closes up, but we're going to make sure to bring up the Gashi. He'll be here with his colleagues and be able to bring his thoughts as well, because it is a partnership, as you know,
Absolutely.
Comptroller, to make sure that we're getting this word out to everyone in the community, and certainly it's a very important. Now, the $453 million, not just to have the check in the back of the car and that kind of thing, to make sure it's getting out. And I just wanted to point out, the last time we did one of these events, my wife actually went online, and my son was very happy because he had $1,300 that I was like, usually it's a little less than that, but
Right.
but I don't know where it was from school.
Okay.
That he had a deposit down on something, and he was happy. Not, sorry, Tom, not as happy as you.
You need to give it back to you?
That's another conversation.
But that's usually, people are never quite sure where the money comes from, because when we give you the paperwork, to fill out to get the real check, I mean, these are obviously, can't fit those in the ATM, but we will tell you what the source of the check was, and it just becomes so easy.
Yep.
For people to get separated from money and not realize it. And that's why we always say you should just check our website periodically. Even for Westchester County, have your business office check a couple of times a year for individuals, and just put in names of anybody or any entity that you might be connected with, because you never know where that may come. And it's easier, like, people are used to those legal notices, right? The banks always put pages and pages. You have a hard time figuring out how to even find any name in there. They have to do that before they give the money to us. They're required to try to do that outreach. But many people don't know how to follow those legal notices. They don't bother looking. So that's why, as much money as we push out, more money keeps coming in. Gift cards, I should mention that. That's a new area. So if you get a gift card from like a major retailer, I don't mean like a cash from a local restaurant, but if you get from a major retailer, register that gift card, because if it expires or if you lose it, if you have it registered, then we could track it back. So we're getting money from unused gift cards that's coming in. So as much as we're pushing out, there are new ways that money's coming in. So again, just go to our website, whatever your search engine is, put in New York State Comptroller, click on unclaimed funds. I mentioned that 800 number. It's 1-800-221-9311. That's staffed Monday through Friday during regular business hours. Especially if you're not sure, or you may feel you have some questions about the program, call. We have staff people who will be happy to help you with that. And County Executive Jenkins, thank you for hosting us here in Westchester and helping us return some money.
Comptroller, we want to thank you and your entire team, because Comptroller Tom DiNapoli has done fantastic in making sure to get this information out. And as he started, we none of us do this alone. With a great team, it makes a difference. Again, because teamwork makes the dream work. And bringing in $453 million to the people of Westchester County, we're really so happy that you're here with us today. With that, would you like to just say a quick word for all of us here?
I'd be honored. Thank you, County Executive, and thank you, Comptroller DiNapoli. This is fantastic. It's obviously tough financial times for a lot of people. Every dollar counts, and this is about justice. This is fairness. This is your money. And I'm going to keep this short because I want to go online and check all my family members. I want to recognize very quickly that I'm joined here again by my colleagues Erica Pierce, Jewel Williams-Johnson, and Majority Leader David Imamura. And David, in particular, was instrumental in our Westchester County efforts to reach out proactively to Westchester residents. And I will confirm what you mentioned earlier. One of the most popular things we heard was, is this a scam? No, it is your money. So thank you, everybody. Thank you again, Comptroller DiNapoli and your team for making this happen. This is a really meaningful thing to so many families, and I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Comptroller, we just want to make sure again, if you see this, it's not a scam. I know that every time we see things like this in the mail, you go, I just rip them up. Read it first. Right. Make sure you do that, because it's a challenge. But again, thank you, Comptroller. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I'm County Executive Ken Jenkins with Comptroller Tom DiNapoli, and we got $453 million for people's money in Westchester County. Go out and get online. Go to the Comptroller's website, call the 800 number, or any way that you can, or make sure you visit one of the opportunities we're going to have around the county to do this with the Comptroller's team. Thanks a lot. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.